another episode of the Evan.
Okay, so into two sessions. The first session is going to deal with a question someone has asked, and then we'll go back to the main topic we're discussing. It's good to come your way again. It's yet another nice weekend. Please go ahead and share the feed. Go ahead and let family and friends know that we are live. So let's take a few seconds to do that, and then we can go on to the business of the day. So we live. And again, just as a reminder, no one charges you for sharing a feed. So just go ahead and share it. Okay. So yeah, always good to come your way. And as usual, when you join us, you join the feed, just share a hello, a hi, so we know you're here, and then we get you involved in the discussion. Okay. So there is a question one of our followers asked in the chat. And so, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to discuss that, and then afterwards we go on to the main, as it were, business of the day. And the question is pretty simple, or at least simple by what I think. She's saying that the prospective boyfriend says he loves her, but the boyfriend is also with someone else. This, if this were to be in an exam, I'll choose this question. I mean, it's the easiest question that you can answer. But I don't want us also to assume that everyone sees it as easy as we see it, right? And so that's why I want to spend some few minutes to answer this, and then we go on. So, Prissy, what do you think about this? What advice will you give?
Prospective boyfriend is with somebody.
Yes.
It's not even her boyfriend yet.
Yes, I mean, so the person has said that he loves her, but the person is also with somebody. And I think she's confused about the fact that the person says that he loves her.
But I don't understand why she's even considering
right.
that person.
Right.
Because this is somebody who is with someone,
yeah,
and is proposing to you. Yeah. So when he ends up being with you, he will go proposing to someone else.
Business as usual.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So I don't think there's any confusion about this.
So and that is what I don't want to be tempted to say, right? Because sometimes, I mean, based on what you've been through or where you are, you might see a question for class 1 students, and you might go like, oh, but how are they struggling to answer these questions, right? I mean, it's also based on where everyone is in their journey, right? So to the one who asked this question, it is, I'm tempted to say pretty simple. No, it's not pretty simple. So it is, I think it is something you can navigate through, right? And the answer we're giving to this is, if someone says he loves rice, and the person, if he gets the opportunity, would not choose to eat rice, would choose to eat yam, chances are that the person is not serious about loving rice, right? Again, just as scripture puts it, if someone finds a treasure, he sells all that he has to go get that treasure. And so if the person is with someone, he's saying he loves you, I know it's difficult. Probably you also think, oh, this is a good opportunity for you, but chances are that it's not, right? And so do your best. It might not be easy, but move on. focus on something better in your
It's
life.
like a disaster in the
Yeah,
it's
it's just brewing, right? And you don't need to. You see, you might meet someone at one time, and it looks like this is the best thing that ever happened to you. You might, it might be the case. It might also not be the case. Move on. You would get someone who really thinks that you are the best thing that happened to him, and will stick with you, right? Don't risk it. The person, he's already with someone, and so I don't really think his words are not in sync with his actions. So chances are that he's just saying that to have a second girlfriend, and you don't want to be a side chick, or you don't want to play second fiddle to anyone, right? So advise yourself. Okay, so back to our parents' discussions. I know we've gone through a lot about parenting. Today we want to discuss a part that, based on your experiences, might be fun or might not necessarily be fun. And again, as soon as you join us, let us know. Shoot a hello, shoot a hi, so we know you're here with us, right? And thanks all of you for joining the live feed. Now, I don't know if it's an African thing, and I'm going to introduce the topic, but I don't know if it's, hey, Sammy, good to have you. I don't know if it's an African thing or it's global. It might be global. I mean, I have been to different continents and I've seen similar things there. Think about this. A lot of people might not necessarily have good things to say about their parents. Today, I was having a discussion with the kids after we went to play soccer in the morning, and when we were coming back, we were having a discussion. I mean, I was telling them about how I grew up. Hey, Okanta, good to have you. I was telling them how I grew up and my experiences with my parents and so on and so forth. And they were asking questions here and there, blah, blah, blah. Now, not all of us could say that we necessarily had the best of relationships with parents, or we had the best of parents and so on and so forth. And so there is the temptation that when anything about parenting is mentioned, you just brush it off, right? Now, this is the tangent we want to go today. You might have had very bad parents. You might have had, hey, Reverend Etonam, good to have you. You might have had parents you are not necessarily proud of. You might have had parents whose um, imprint or the way they raised you has left you with scars, right? Now, today, I just want us to take a little time to reflect on this. You might not have had the best of parents, but if you believe there is God and you believe that He says that all things work together for good, I would, and again, it's not like an easy thing to say. I would admonish all of us to find a place in our hearts to forgive our parents. Again, if you are a parent as we speak, you know that parenting is not an easy task. It's not, especially if you have more than one kid, right? It's like you've bundled multiple problems of yours and or multiple problems, and you carrying all of them. Parenting is not an easy task, right? And so today, all we're discussing is finding ways to, or finding a place in our hearts to forgive our parents. Prissy, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I also believe what you are saying is true because for those who are holding bitterness against their parents, sometimes it makes it hard for you to move on. You are not even able to focus on the future. It's like you are dwelling in the past. You feel that there are things that your parents could have done for you that would have maybe catapulted you to a certain level. But I believe that, like he said, all things work together for our good. maybe if you had the nicest of parents, you'll not be where you are today.
Exactly.
So we should just believe and trust that and the truth is that we don't have a choice in choosing our parents. I believe that if God gave us the chance to choose our own parents, a lot
Yeah.
of people would have chosen someone like Bill Gates or something.
Yeah.
Yes, but you don't have a choice, and I know
Yeah.
God knows best for us.
Yeah.
So He gives us the parents we have, and so we have to make the best of the circumstances we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I think that when you are even holding some, it pulls you back. You can't move on. You can't really do much in your life. So forgiveness is like it relieves you. And
Right.
for all you know, the parents you are even holding in your heart might not even be thinking about
Yeah. Right.
what they might not even see that they've done something
Exactly.
wrong, and they
Yeah.
are living their life freely, and you are holding something within you. So
Yeah.
I think you should let it go.
Right.
For me, yeah.
Right. If you grew up with very good parents, awesome parents, nice parents, that's good. God bless you. It's fine. We thank God for your life. We thank God for the lives of your parents. If you were not as fortunate to grow up with parents that you would be proud of, again, we God did not ask us, hey, Eddie Frames, good to have you. God did not really consult us whether you like this one, you like that one. You know, we were just there, and I believe that's why some kids cry more when they are born, right? But like they see where they are, they go like, "What is this?"
And
And
they
then,
smell the environment like,
yeah,
no,
they go like,
oh
"Oh
no.
no, I'm in the wrong place." But we never contributed to this, and it is not that we downplaying the effect bad parents can have on kids. No, never. See, just having a parent who can guide you and tell you, hey, this is the right way, walk in it, do this. I mean, this is what you need for life. It adds a lot of value to you. There are a lot of people who would have avoided a lot of mistakes if they had a certain kind of parents. But then, there are two categories of parents I want us to talk about. There are some who genuinely don't think they are doing anything wrong, right? They are only dishing out the best that they think they have. They are giving out whatever they feel is the best they can give you. And those parents, sometimes you feel, okay, they don't even have much, but you can see them pushing, right? And there are those who are strategically and consciously wicked
Selfish. That's what
and,
I'll
and
call it.
selfish.
Yeah, because
Exactly, right.
a parent who cannot think about the child and only about himself is a
Absolutely.
selfish person.
Yeah. So people who are deliberately selfish, right? And you did not have any say in that. Hey, Courage, good to have you. You did not have any say in any of that. You just came to the realization that these were your parents. And for some of you, even when you were in school, you dreaded your parents visiting your school, right? For whatever reason. Now, again, I'll come to the two types of children that come out of such parenting. You could have one type of child who or children who come out as awesome, excellent. They go to places that people did not expect them to get to, levels that people did not expect them to get to because of the type of parents they had. Now it's easier for such a child to forgive the parents because this is the way you think about it. Okay, maybe if I had a great set of parents, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have pushed as much as I pushed, right? You could have that mindset and it would be easy for you to forgive them. Now, the other set of children who come out are those who feel where they are in life is not the best because they did not have the best of parents, right? Now it's more difficult for those ones to forgive their parents. Now, before I continue, Prissy, you have anything in that regard? Then we should. Yep.
Yes, so I believe it's exactly so, but I also believe that sometimes the child may also have contributed to where they are.
Absolutely.
So maybe at a point, instead of trying to independently work out
their own salvation with fear and trembling.
work out something,
Yeah.
so you find out that maybe I had a parent who gave birth to me at age 15.
Right.
My parent doesn't want me to go through that. She's struggling so much. She was
Yeah.
a teen mom.
Right.
She's struggling so much to make life easy for me.
Right.
So she wants me to go to school.
Right.
And then I end up giving birth at maybe 14.
You even do better
Then
than your
I
parents.
start blaming my parents
Right.
because my parents gave birth to me. But this is somebody who probably wasn't even getting any support, but he's trying to push you.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, you would be like, if my parents had pushed me or done this the other way. So sometimes I believe that those who usually blame their parents often, usually they are the cause of, because they are thinking about things their parents could have done for them. Even at age 40, 50, they are still blaming their parents.
Right.
That you're an adult.
Right.
So I believe that if we, at a point, we should stop focusing on our parents. After that adult age, we can change. With God, everything is possible. You can change your life. You can change everything about you when you are you persevere, or you're very resilient.
Right.
And so, we blame our parents for our childhood, but when you are an adult, you shouldn't expect that your parent can do much for you. You should move on and do something to change your status in your life.
Yeah. So at a point, we need to take responsibility for our lives. I mean, if we keep blaming people for whatever we're going through and where we are, then we're still kids, right? Yeah. So and to add to that, that second set who don't necessarily find themselves where they think they should be are the ones who find it more difficult to forgive, right? Because sorry, they hold their parents so much in their hearts, right? I mean, so much so that it looks like, hey, this is the reason for my failure. But again, as Prissy said, we should get to a point where we're taking responsibility for our lives, right? Think about it. And this, Sami says, share the link to help others. Yeah, I mean, if you can go ahead and share the feed. Edna says that true. We cannot keep blaming others for our lives. Absolutely. So this is what should help that set of people who feel that, hey, my parents did not do the best for me. You see, there were people who were born and never got to see their parents, right? There were people who saw their parents and at an early age they passed, right? So what we need to understand is that life itself does not necessarily dish out ice cream to everyone. There are people who get born and they have silver spoons in their mouth and blah blah blah. But 90 something percent of people have to make life happen, right? So this is it, because this is what I have seen. If you are not able to get to the point where you let people or you forgive people and try to correct things in your own life so that you don't affect your children in that same way, you might end up being worse, right? You might end up being worse because you look at your kids and go like, hey, but this one, no one did this for me. What are you talking about, right? And your kids might not understand why you've taken that stance. They might think it's because you hate them, but we should get to a point where we believe that God has a hand in all that we go through, right? So all things work together for good for them that love God the Lord and for them who are the called according to his purpose. And that is the hard truth, but we have to come to that realization one way or another in life, right? So this is how I always want to put it. Most of us know chili or pepper or any habanero, any of those spicy vegetables. The truth is that it is very difficult for you to take chili raw like that, put it in your mouth and start chewing, unless you are me. But if you are not a talented person, you can't easily just pick pepper, put it in your mouth and chew. Same thing applies to garlic. There are people who can chew garlic, but for most people, you can't just take garlic, put it in your mouth and start chewing. Same thing applies to onions. Not everyone can just take it raw and be chewing. There are people who can do that. Yeah. Tomatoes. There are people who can chew it raw. There are people who will not chew it raw, right? Even the fish that we use to prepare food, you can't just take it and chew it raw, right? But you combine all these ingredients I have mentioned, which is not so easy to consume on their own. You combine all of them with skill, and you have the best of stew or the best of soup or whatever you're trying to prepare. And people would be eating and licking their fingers and so on and so forth. That is how I perceive life. That is how I see life, right? So your parents not taking care of you, that was a chili. It's so difficult to consume it alone, to take that. Someone being mean to you is the onions that you had to chew raw. All these so-called or seemingly negative experiences look difficult if you isolate them and you want to deal with them in an isolated fashion. But if you pick all of these, combine them with the help of God and believing that he has your back, your life can become something awesome for people to actually taste and enjoy from, right? And so, yes, we've had negative experiences, not so good experiences, not so pleasant experiences, but believe that all of these will come through to help out. Now, there are some skills I learned because I found myself in some very not so good situations. And later in life, I've seen that those skills have actually made me stand out.
Yeah.
Right? So at the time you were actually going through that isolated experience, it wasn't good. It didn't sound good. It didn't feel good. But God, in his own wisdom, knows how he's going to weave all that to work for your good. And so I know sometimes when you hear some of these stories, I know it's not the easiest of experiences. And I'm not going to water them down or downplay it and say, hey, move on, pick your bag and move on. Of course, I'm not a motivational speaker. But what I just want us to, the point I just want us to get to is knowing that God has a hand in all that. We need to get to a point where we believe that he rules in the affairs of men, and he's not left you. He says he knows the thoughts he has towards you. They are thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring you now, not to make life easy for you, but to bring you to an expected end. So it's the end that he is thinking about. Now, it's just like God saying that he's the Alpha, he's the Omega, but so in effect, he's the first, he's the last. In effect, he's A and he's Z, But what happens to MNO? What happens to FGK or I or something? You will go through it. But the assurance we have is that he will bring us to an expected end. He will bring us to an expected Z. He will bring us to an expected Omega, because he's the beginning and he's the end. So you go through the fire, you go through all the challenges of life and all that. Just have this knowing that God has a hand in it. And find a place in your heart to forgive your parents. Who knows if they had treated you the way you had wanted to be treated, you might not even be alive now. Think about it. And you have to find ways to make all these excuses, right? Because they could be the reality. Probably if you had parents who would say, oh yes, go ahead, go here, oh, take this money, go out with your friends, and you might be dead by now, because that would have exposed you to some friends.
Yeah.
So just find a reason to believe that God has a hand in all that. And after all that, after finding a reason to forgive them, now I need you to do the most important thing, which Prissy spoke about. Grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up. It's okay. You can't be a child for
Forever.
30 years.
Yes.
You can't. It's okay. Grow up. Yeah, you had the worst of parents. It's okay. Grow up.
There are some who also feel that the parents didn't do so much for them. So even after age 30, 40, they still want parents to be financially involved in their lives because they are trying to take that, whatever. It is wrong.
Yeah.
It is wrong.
Yeah. You just need to
grow up.
Yeah. You just have to. Edna says a reason to be grateful no matter what. Yeah. Yeah. So if you had parents who did well for you, be grateful.
Yes.
God had a hand in it. If you had parents who didn't do well for you, be grateful. God also has a hand in it. So grow up, please. You are 27 years and you crying about your parents who left you, who abandoned you when you were 2 years old. It's fine. At least you know what it takes, right? What it means to be a bad parent. So you go be a good parent, right? You've had a bad example or a good example of a bad example. So you know what to do to be a better person, right? So yes, I know you've been through all that. You know you've been through all the pain. We know you've been through all. It's okay. Grow up.
Move on.
Yeah, just move on. Just move on and try to make the world a better place. At least let your kids or your offspring or your descendants have something better to say about you. Probably, if you had not had those bad parents, you would have been the first version of a very bad parent for your kids, because there is not necessarily that pain there, that experience there that you want to guard against.
I don't want to cut in.
Yeah.
It looks like people who usually stay with both parents, usually when they get married and there's maybe an option for marriage breakdown or something, for some reason, I'm not saying everyone, but for some reason they are not scared because they haven't gone through maybe a broken home.
Right.
So they don't even think about what the child might go through.
Absolutely.
They can easily threaten that, I am tired, I want this marriage ended. Because they haven't been through what it means to have a broken home.
Right.
So for you that have gone through that,
yeah,
you understand, so you will not
try to guard your kids against that.
Yes. So I think sometimes, and that's how it happens, that you have been in a house, life looks normal and everything. You will not understand what is going on the other side of life. So
absolutely.
you just decide that I'm just going to live my life and not think about anyone. Yeah, so exactly what you're saying, that we go through certain things so that we avoid going through that in the future.
Absolutely. So in fact, call your parents who abandoned you, say thank you to them. Probably they are the reason why you think correctly now, right? Say thank you. Tell them that you appreciate all that they took you through, and it has made you a better person. So think about it. The like Prissy mentioned, if you have been through hell, you will try to protect your offsprings from going through that. And for some people, that's all their life's goal is, right? But you forget that you went through that hell because of that seemingly bad person, right? So you need to be grateful for that person as well. You need to be grateful for that pepper supplier, right? Or that onion supplier, chili supplier that didn't look so good in an isolated fashion, right? So yeah, let's find a good reason to be grateful to parents, whether good or bad, right? So um, unfortunately, it's time already, right? So we need to draw down the curtains here. But again, take action. If you had good parents, go say thank you to them. If you had seemingly bad parents, also go say thank you to them. I mean, they contributed to you being where you are
even
now.
if not where you are,
Yeah,
at least they made sure you were alive to be where you are. So
yeah, exactly.
they did
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
kill
So
you when they had it.
yeah, so say
Yes.
thank you to them. Say that okay, at
Your
least they are bad, but they
existence.
are not so bad. Yeah, exactly. They are not
For you existing.
right. Right. So thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of Dear Van. It was a pleasure coming your way. We'll definitely come your way next week if God grants us life. Always remember that no two relationships are the same. Thank you. Bye. Cheers.